Hey, what's swanking, everybody? It's the head swank Ty here, keeping it swanky as always. And I don't know if you heard, but Fighters 2 got announced. I really should start live streaming my reactions to these things more because when I first saw this, at first I was hyped, but after some further thinking, I stopped being hyped. Because this means so many things that I don't think I'll be able to get to it all in this one discussion. But I'm going to try to tackle as much on my mind as possible. But first, we're going to start out by watching the trailer. Because you always got to start out by learning what you're dealing with. So, without further ado, let's get swanky.
自由のために戦う。さあ、お手並み拝見といこう。
Yep, it's an Arxis game.
君のことは親友だと思っている。
A Marvel Arxis game is just insane to think about. Like, this game is absolutely about to wash out the hard work of 2XKO, Hunter x Hunter, and Impact. It's going to just absolutely stomp all these games that come out. Man, so how this game seems to play is you have your point character with your 3 assists, which 3 assists is insane, but if any developer could pull off that many assists in an asynchronous format, it's definitely going to be Arxis. And I say asynchronous because the mix-ups in this game are going to be absolutely scummy. Like, straight degenerate stuff. And on top of that, I'm pretty sure there's going to be, like, you know, team-up voice lines and stuff. Because it seems that there's a lot of deep love for the lore that's been put into the game. Not just through the attacks, through the voice lines. It really lets you know what universe and which version of the character each version of that character is in the game, which is really cool. Oh my god. Oh my god. Excuse me. Yeah, this game is looking like absolute chaos. It's just, I can see the majority of the assists in this game just locking you down for an absurd amount of time. Unless, like, you call your assist and your assist can reach the other assist in time. Like, it's just going to be an assist war. It's an all-out just clusterfuck is what it's looking like. I'm so excited for this. But I'm equally not excited for it because of what this really means. Like, the repercussions of this game. The repercussions of this game is insane if you think about it. 4v4? That's bonkers. Okay, let's go back. Let's take some closer looks, right? So we'll start at the very beginning. You know, they do the classic clash. Iron Man's getting. See, I'm sure that's an auto combo. This is an auto combo. This is for sure an auto. This is probably down heavy. It's jump cancel. So you can see some classic Arxis elements in there. You can definitely see it. Crossover, that looks like a guard cancel active tag, which is, it sounds so obnoxious. It's just so interesting. I want you to pay very close attention here. She active tagged into the Star-Lord. Like, the idea that you have 3 characters at any given moment that you can active tag into is so crazy to me. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think every single one of these characters like has an individual bar and, you know, a meter and health. I think it's all shared between all 4. The tag resources shared between all 4. You know, I think it's really going to be down to earth and how many characters are being managed. But still, just the concept. Look at all the, like, just about every single clip we've seen involves an active tag of sorts or a DHC. Like, so either you're going to be building bar like a motherfucker in this game, which I 100% think you're going to be building. I think your assists are going to build stupid amounts of meter. even on block. I think this game's gonna be obnoxious. Oh, if you thought Dragon Ball Fighters was bad. Dude, I couldn't even register all of that as multiple clips because in my head that was all the same clip. That's how close together everything is happening. This game is going to like break old heads, man. This game is going to destroy old heads. Man, I'm not a Marvel player myself. And I know a lot of Marvel players are going to be hyped for this, but I don't think they understand that this game is going to be chock full of accessibility mechanics and comeback mechanics and just all around bullshit that it's just going to make this game unfun to play at a certain level. But still, 4 characters, having to learn 4 characters is kind of crazy. Most people can barely learn 1. Dragon Ball Fighters was like most people's first foray into a 3v3 tag fighter for real. So I don't know, a 4v4 is so ambitious. I'm curious to see how they're gonna handle it. Like I said, I think they're gonna be really tame in how, you know, the team ups and the team mechanics are gonna work. But if they do anything close to how Marvel Rivals has handled their roster, this is definitely going to be a banger. This is going to be like the next Dragon Ball Fighters for sure. This is going to put Arxis right back on the map, just like how Dragon Ball Fighters did. Just like it. It's just so interesting. Look, see, active tag. Look, all of this shit is just active tag after active tag. You get the hit, active tag into Ghost Rider. Boom, right there. That little. I don't know if anyone notices this. Look, you see that? You see the orange thing right there? You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of what you were represented as in the story mode of Dragon Ball Fighters through the link system. That is what that reminds me of. That's something that tells me Dragon Ball Fighters is embedded in this game for sure. Dude, if they drop Fighters deals, no, they would never. The reason why it's a Marvel game is because they don't have the Dragon Ball license anymore. Either they didn't want to buy it or they couldn't afford it. But yeah, that's just a really interesting detail that I wanted to point out. Active tag after active tag, big combo starter. We got the arena shift. Look at that. That's a down. That's a down input. Look, that's some UI Goku shit right there, man. That's some UI Goku shit. I don't want to hear it. This is some UI Goku shit. That is a down S input. Guaranteed. Mark my words. 2-2S, that is exactly what this is. And that shit's got head invul. I don't want to hear it. By the way, I am 100% going to be a Ghost Rider main. My team is going to be in order: Black Panther, Iron Man, Storm, Ghost Rider, or maybe no, Ghost Rider then Storm, because Storm, she hold it down, bro. You always have to have Storm on anchor because you need that sturdy, faithful black woman by your side. If she's not in your corner, it's because you're losing, bro. Like well, if she's not in your corner, then you're losing. Look at how nonsense that shit is, man. Look at that. Look at that. Dude, shit's just happening. They're just doing shit. Why? They're just doing shit on screen, bro. Like, dude, this motherfucker called 2. Look at this motherfucker Tony right here. Look at this nigga Tony. He called 2 assists. He called 2. That's so insane. And there's separate buttons. Oh, definitely. All the assists are going to be mapped to separate buttons. They better be. But who the fuck is that in the background? I thought that was Ganucci in the background for a second. I was like, wait, is he making a cameo here too? No. But for real, Capcook, eat your heart out. This is insane work right here. Look at that Ghost Rider assist, bro. He literally just whips that shit. He just comes out. And he just whips that shit. This is some Guilty Gear shit right here. This is some Guilty Gear shit right. Keep in mind, Cap's assist got smoked by this. So not only is this assist like obnoxious with the range, but it's also low-key mad fast. That is obnoxious. And that means Storm, whatever the fuck she's about to do, she gets to do for free, which means, wait, is Iron Man, is he striking a pose? Or is that his idle animation? That's not, he's posing! He's posing! Wait, is it gonna work like the MK system where like some assists will lock you into an animation or like some pose or something? And others will actually allow you to move? Because it really looks like Iron Man just ended up striking a pose. And look, he's striking another pose right here. Ghost Rider is Iron Man's, there's Spider-Man, and there's Storm. These are all Iron Man's teammates right here. Because Captain America has Doctor Doom, Star-Lord, and... what's her name? It's Miss Amazing or something like that? Stretchy bitch. But, yeah, that's so interesting. Because, look, he's striking a pose. Iron Man is striking a pose. I don't know if it's because Ghost Rider got hit or because he summoned an assist. But maybe that's why the active tag is so... oh! So because some assists lock you down, you can active tag into that assist to keep the combo going. That's actually really cool. So like I said, Arxis is going to be really tame with this. It's not just going to be a whole bunch of bullshit on screen. Because if it is, then either the combos in this game are going to be mad short, or they're going to be mad short and chonk you, or you're going to be able to extend your combos, but it's going to require you to spend a lot more resources than it normally would to just active tag after, like, we'll call them, they're not ambush, what were the other ones called? They were called something else, because the ambush ones allowed you to, like, swing while... yeah, I don't remember, I didn't play MK1. But this is, it looks like they're following that system, but in a more educated direction, because Arxis is what they're veterans in the tag fighter genre. So this is definitely something that's well within their scope, and I'm very glad that NetherRealm and MK1 failed with the system, so that Arxis and Marvel Talkin could thrive. I very much appreciate it. We're very close to eating good. But there's gotta be some merit. Maybe it's just... maybe there's no real merit to throwing out all your assists like this, especially if they lock you down into the Iron Man pose right here. Like we're seeing. There's the active tag there into the Storm. I'm not sure if that's a DHC straight up, but it looks like a DHC. So yeah, DHCs are like a form of active tag. Okay, I keep trying to capture that one frame, man. That one there, right here. It's just that pose that I keep looking at. Because you'll notice that Cap is blocking, but he also called an assist. His assist is getting smoked by the Ghost Rider. And something is telling me that it's the Ghost Rider assist that's locking Iron Man into this pose while it's hitting Cap. Because if that's not the case and the Iron Man's just like emoting or something like that, then I don't know. Then I'm just talking out of my ass here, talking out of the side of my neck. Excuse me, I guess. But here, maybe you see, because Cap he's not moving, he's blocking the shield. Let's see. Okay, Ghost Rider comes in, he just flips out, he gets hit by Cap's shield. Cap in recovery. Doctor Doom doing shit. Okay, did you see that green? Maybe the green flash means you're not locked into like assist stun. Do you see that? You see these greens, but only Iron Man strikes the pose. You see all the greens. There's the... okay, we're gonna call the greens quick assist, okay? So maybe every assist has like a quick version where they do something and your character isn't locked in place. And they also have like a standard longer version that has like a stronger effect. Maybe it's like it has more range or it has more block stun on it. and but the drawback is you can't actually use your point character to pursue those plus frames. You can't push the advantage with your point character. You have to active tag into that new character, which theoretically might play a part in like frame data or something like that, but I don't think that's ever going to be the case. I don't know if there's going to be some universal cooldown for it either, but for sure this is going to be a hell of a tag based experience. You're going to need to know how to play your characters. Now, I don't know, was it because it's on, no, they're quick assists. These are definitely quick assists. They're not active tagging. They're just they're like calling their assist in. And you could see how notice how when she flashes green, when Storm flashes green, she flies right in, right? She gets hit, she gets knocked away, she gets hit, and then I don't think you see the flash on Ghost Rider here. You do, but he's still locked into the pose. Because as you can see, when Storm comes in, Iron Man doesn't pose. Maybe it's just an emo? I don't know. Okay. Team aerial combos. Okay. So we have TACs in this game, which is pretty neat. I wonder if you can... Okay, this might be a locked-in animation. This is a locked-in animation. This is like a auto combo. You see how he's glowing green the whole time? I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't think that green and the assist here flashing green, I don't think any of that is a coincidence. Especially since, as a result of that green flashing, he calls in his teammates. So I think green is going to be the universal team color in this game. It's going to be the theme of teams, you know, it's going to be green. Anything that's team oriented in this game is going to have like a green coloring to it. It could also just be because Star-Lord is also green, but the similarities are they're too close, you know? Because even Doom's beam here, I don't think it's green. Yeah, it's like a deep magma color. But it's just, something is telling me that green is going to be it. So this right here, maybe it's a form of TAC, right? But you don't get like free combos out of it. You just get like this stylish finisher. So maybe you can do, maybe this is just some auto combo and they're just showing you like a really cool team ender you can do with your teammates. But it'll do less damage the less teammates you have, because obviously you have less people to hit the opponent. But these are pretty cool. I mean, these are supers, so once we get there, there's nothing to really show off. I'm just paying attention to the point characters, seeing how they move. Now, and not at one time is Cap locked down to anything with all of his assists being out. He's always able to block, he never strikes a pose. Iron Man strikes a pose, it's not an idle pose. That's not an idle pose, that's not an idle animation. He's not standing still long enough. But he does a little fuzzy walk. He does a fuzzy walk, and then he calls an assist. That ends up beating Cap's entire neutral. Because like, I don't know if you see that, but like, Ghost Rider coming through and he is locking everything the fuck down. Okay, no, Iron Man's attacking. He's attacking. I'm glad I froze the frame here. Okay, so this is Iron Man attacking. You just, like I said, the mix-ups in this game are just gonna be scummy as fuck, because you don't even get to see Iron Man attack because of how visually distorting of this scenario Ghost Rider's chain is here. It's just so visually obstructing to what's actually happening. You don't even get to see Iron Man doing it. If there are any characters with the teleport, they're immediately going to be like top 1 in the game. I'm going to say that right now. If Iron Man has like a fly, almost if he has some like fly install or some shit like that, and he can like cross you up with that kind of shit, or if there are some assists that let you teleport, dude, this game is gonna be not fun. But yeah, it doesn't seem like at any point you're... What the fuck is he posing here for, man? Why is he posing here? Tony, yes, we see the fit. Why are you posing? Okay. But yeah, as you can see, Iron Man is clearly... He must be striking an emote. This has to be just for the ore farm. Because... Wait, is Storm crouching? So do they normally crouch? Because that looks like a command. It looks like she's crouching as a result of an input. That doesn't look like she's just normally doing that. So maybe he's posing because he got active tagged out, and now Storm is the new point character. Let's watch that one more time. Pay attention to Storm. Storm was the point character the whole time. Look at this shit, man. Look at this. I would never know. I would never know. Because Iron Man's in front of her for some reason. But it makes sense that Iron Man was the assist here. Because after he got hit, he posed. And, like, he'd leave after that. He'd be like, oh, whoopsie doodle. And then he leaves. Right? But yeah, Storm was the active character the whole time. Yeah, if you watch Storm closely enough, yeah, that's her doing stuff. Okay. So there's probably going to be very little merit to just throwing your assists out, other than just wanting to get some coverage. But it makes me think, how is neutral going to work in this game? It doesn't seem like it's going to favor newcomers. It really looks like this game is going to torture people that really just want to play Marvel. I don't know, but yeah, that's pretty much everything. We'll let the rest of the trailer play out, but yeah, that's everything I got for you this time. So yeah, go on, take care of whatever else you got to do today. Have a great day, and remember, we're always in our corner. Peace. It's fucking ridiculous.